Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. We have the amazing Andrew Cominos in the house, the results guy. He's going to be talking about how to build a multi-six-figure business tonight. And we have some awesome people from all over Australia who've joined us. Welcome, welcome on the live Zoom. If you are watching this in the Mass Media Tribe group right now, you can still join us on the live Zoom if you like. You just go into the Eventbrite link and you will get the Zoom link emailed to you, which is all over Facebook. Just look it up, how to build a multi-six-figure business. And if you are on the live Zoom, we're wrapping up in about an hour and a half at around 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you are on the Zoom room, you will have a chance to win prizes tonight and actually ask questions live to Andrew tonight when he presents his segment. I'm Aldwyn, Altuney, known as the Media Queen. I've got 36 years media experience. I know I don't look a day over 25. Thank you very much. I'm actually
21.
21. Thank you. I think I'm getting better with age, actually. It's all that red wine I've been having, I think. It's preserving me. So, I actually started when I was 10. I'm 46. I first appeared in the media when I was 10 years of age for table tennis.
Oh, I thought you meant wine.
Yeah, so did I.
I was like, geez, that's young.
No, I didn't start drinking wine at 10. Probably started about 12 though. I was fairly young. We had the ouzo though. I've got Greek, Turkish, Ukrainian blood, so we had all that heavy alcohol that was floating around. A little shot of that will get you going for the day.
Yep.
And a little Turkish coffee that we had as well. That was amazing. So I've had an amazing career in the media. I've worked in TV, radio, and print. And I just love the power of the media to be able to share messages about things that you're passionate about. For me, what I stand for is truth and good news in the media to help lift people's spirits, to help reduce depression, anxiety, and suicide rates. And part of the Mass Media Tribe Meetup that we're on right now, this actually started 2 years ago. I started these on the Gold Coast and in Brisbane as physical events, and we had speakers that would come along each month. Although now with COVID, we've been going online with the events and doing their free events now online, and every 2 to 3 weeks we'll have a different guest speaker. And the idea of the Mass Media Tribe event is to help people share their message and to give them confidence and give them some great marketing tips to help people build their confidence in actually getting their message out to the masses. Because one of the biggest obstacles for people I find is actually overcoming your own fear. Right, is actually getting over yourself, right? And I'm sure Andrew will say, if you want to build a multi-six-figure business, you need to be able to get over yourself as well, right? And do whatever it takes, even when you don't feel like it, to do what needs to be done to make things happen. So,
I was just going to say, yeah, you just hit a nail. I just was like, I always say to people, there's always that person that succeeds that worked at Macca's, right? They lost their job, they had no money. And you've got two people that go, I'm not going to work at Macca's, that's beyond me. And you've got that other person that's like, man, I got to feed my damn family. I'm going to work the hell out of Macca's, right? And 2 years later, that person's successful again. Do you know what I mean? You do what you got to do.
Yes, absolutely. And it takes tenacity, it takes grit, it takes persistence. Being in business is one of the most challenging things you will do. It really is. And that's why also it's really important that if you are in business, that you do something you love, because life is so damn short. A third of people die by the age of 65. 1/3 of the population die by 65. That is insane. 65 goes pretty damn quick. I can't believe I'm 46 or it just, my dad's 82 and he says he feels like he's 20, It's amazing how fast life goes. And so I think really, to make the most of life, it's important to do something you love, to find what it is that makes your heart sing and do more of that. And even if you're doing something just to earn a bit of money at the moment, then, on the side, do something more of what you love, right? And just work towards that, I suggest. Whether you're in retirement or not in retirement, life is about the moments in life. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And it's about enjoying that roller coaster of life, right? That we're all on. That's what I say. Life is like this roller coaster ride. You're going to have your downs, you're going to have your ups. So sometimes you're going to feel like you're going round and round circles. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're going backwards. And sometimes you need to slow down, to speed up. Right. So there's a lot of magic out there in the world, and I think it's just so wonderful that we are all here. And welcome once again, everyone on the live Zoom. So that's really a little bit about me. I do the Mass Media Mastery program. I have a 7-step system I'm going to take you through tonight. Give you a little tidbit of training on how to get free publicity tonight. And I am very passionate about sharing more good news in the community and lifting people's spirits. And I started the Good News Day on the 8th of the 18, and I started the Global Good News Challenge in June, right in the height of COVID. We do monthly challenges every single month, Facebook Live challenges, where people share their name, what they do, 3 things they're grateful for, and a piece of good news. And that's absolutely free to be involved in. If you go to Global Good News Challenge Facebook page, pinned to the top of the page is all details, Global Good News Challenge. And we actually have the next one coming up October 1. We're doing from October 1 to 10. Anytime in that period, you can start a 10-day Facebook Live challenge where you are not only lifting your own energy by getting into gratitude, but you are lifting those around you as well. And most people do these challenges in about 3 minutes. I tend to waffle on for about 10 minutes, but most people sort of do it quite quickly. And it is amazing how powerful it is, just, sharing, verbalizing what you're grateful for. And that's what I'd love to do today on the Zoom, is actually go around the Zoom room and actually have you introduce yourself, say your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight. So who would like to go first? Just unmute yourself and we'll come to you.
I'll go.
Hello to our Facebook viewers. Yay, Andrew. Over to you, Andrew. Come on.
All right. So my name's Andrew. I'm the Results Guy. I am basically a sales results strategist. 3 things I'm grateful for are my amazing partner, my beautiful children, and what I do every single day is amazing, right? And the last one was...
And what do you want to get out of today?
Oh, what I want to get out of today. What I want to get out of today is, I always say, you can't solve everyone's problem in the whole world, but what you can do is hope that in any space there is at least one person whose life you can change in some way. So that's what I want to get out of tonight.
Yeah, beautiful. Love that, Andrew. Love that. I was just saying before, Andrew, you just wave your magic wand and somehow people double and triple their business in no time. I don't know how you do it, but we're going to find out a bit more tonight. You've got that Midas touch, that golden touch. You just got to, anyone that works with Andrew, well, 97%, as we said before, 97% of people that work with Andrew have amazing results. And I'm one of those people. I've had some phenomenal results with my business thanks to Andrew. So great honor to have you here, Andrew, as our guest speaker tonight. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing. Wonderful. Okay, so who'd like to go next? Your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight. Michael, I can see you're unmuted there. Oh no, we've lost your voice there. Just to do whatever else you did before that made your voice come back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can. Oh, Michael Scully. Yes. I didn't know which.
Oh, is there another Michael?
There's no Michael here. Michael Palmer's here. Okay, Michael Scully, over to you. You have the floor.
Sorry.
No, all good. So yeah, if you just share your name, what you do.
Yeah. My
name.
name's Michael. I spent the last 5 years as a carer for my mum while she had cancer. And she unfortunately died recently. So I'm not really doing anything as such. I'm kind of focusing on my health. Like, I've always done a lot of sport and exercise. So I've been just concentrating on that, really, to be honest. But prior to sort of caring for my mum, I was heavily involved in sort of business development, a lot of stuff in the sort of internet digital space. And I'm interested in tonight, really. I guess the 6-figure income thing kind of caught my eye. Somebody on LinkedIn had shared this event, and I was just kind of curious, just because of my background. And as regards 3 things, I guess I'm happy. I've got good health. It's nice and sunny here. I've got the day ahead. And I've got food to eat, quite basic, but they are the essentials in some ways. So yeah, that's it really.
Thank you, Michael. I'm sorry to hear about your mother.
Thanks.
Whereabouts are you in the world, Michael?
I live near London.
Wonderful. Well, welcome all the way from London. So what time is it over there at the moment?
It is just gone 10:30 in the morning.
10:30. Wow, fantastic. And it's about 7:30 p.m. here on the Gold Coast. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And really wonderful to have you all the way from near London. Thank you, Michael Scully. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And now who else would like to share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and what you'd like to get out of tonight? Who would like to share? Just unmute yourself and we will come over to you. Unmute yourself. You don't have to share, of course, but here's your opportunity to get some free promo. Jane, over to you.
Yeah, it's me. Okay, so my name is Jane Dearden. I am the business manager of Jimmy's Bargain Barn, which is a fairly new business on the Northern Gold Coast where we sell new and second-hand furniture. Okay, so 3 things I'm grateful for. So, look, my great friends. Like, you know, you can't get through life without friends. They just keep you going. My wonderful partner who I'm in business with, we've just been going for 6 months and it's all going really, really well. And the fact that we live on the wonderful Gold Coast. So I've lived all over the world and we just love it. Like there's so much to do. The weather is great and it's just so much fun. What I want to get out tonight is, and here's my cat.
Oh, hello, Putty Cat. What's your cat's name?
Look, I just love learning new things. You know, like I sat in on a seminar today run by NAB. You always learn something out of everything. So I just love learning new things. So I know that I'll take some things away from tonight and meeting new people, which I also love, even if it's remotely, better face to face. But yeah, meeting them remotely is really good. So that's what I want to get, is to learn some new things, meet some new people. Thanks, Aldwyn.
Wonderful, Jane. And what's your cat's name? I'm curious.
Oh, this is Memphis. You'll probably see him in a minute. I'll probably jump on the computer and block my face. He's lovely.
Oh, so beautiful, Memphis. Well, welcome to you in Memphis tonight from the Gold Coast.
Thanks, Aldwyn.
Wonderful. And you never learn less, Jane. So I think that's wonderful. If you pick
that's
up
right. You always learn something, don't you? Even if it's only one thing, you always learn something.
Exactly. And
even if it's just that the guy speaking is a total waste of time.
Never.
Amazing. And Andrew does have a great sense of humour, so he's just awesome. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Jane. Welcome. Now, Michael Palmer, would you like to share? I can see you unmuted. Oh, we can't hear you, Michael. I don't know what you did before, but we couldn't hear them. We could hear you. No, I can't hear you still. Did you have a headset or something plugged in? Maybe unplug it, or if you've got a mic, or I don't know what you did before, but we could hear you. But it says you're not actually muted on the screen. Technology. I love technology. Can't hear you for some reason. Whatever you did before, we could hear you.
Hey, Michael, why don't you put what you do and your 3 things in the chat box, and then Aldwyn can read it out.
That's a good idea, Andrew. That's another way we can do this sharing tonight. Yes, we can do it that way too.
Just putting you on the spot there, Aldwyn.
Thank you, Andrew. That's a wonderful idea, and I think a brilliant suggestion. So, yes, we'll do that. Thank you so much, and we will read out Michael's gratitudes, what he does. We'll do that, and just what you want to get out of tonight. Thank you so much. All right, who else would like to share tonight? Just unmute yourself, and it's a great chance for you to promote yourself. Please pop your links into the chat, any events you've got coming up, any Facebook pages, anywhere you want to connect people, your website, because you just never know who knows who and how you can support each other. We're really, really big on that here at the Mass Media Tribe. It's not one of those groups where we say you don't put any of your own links in here. You know, I can't stand that. It just annoys me when I see groups like that. Don't promote your own stuff. No, I mean, what do you know, really, come on. What are we here for? We're here to support each other, right? How can you support people if they don't promote their stuff? You know, we don't want you to be the world's best kept secret. We want to make you a star, right? And to be a star, you've got to step up, you've got to speak up, you've got to be seen, known, and heard to make a difference, or make a bigger difference, right? You know, or you just bury your head in the sand and live a cruisy life and, you know, go on the dole. I mean, I don't know, each to their own. But, you know, Each to their own. I get a bit passionate about this. I am very big on people promoting their stuff and supporting each other. So please put your...
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Yeah. All right, then. Since you insist. All right, Melina, I can see you are unmuted there.
I am. I'm Melina, and I'm the director of Perth Trail Series, and that's all about getting people out onto the trails, which are like my two biggest passions. And I'm really grateful for my dog. You saw Jack in the photo at the start, and we went for a run today, which again, that's what I get to do every day. So I'm really grateful that I, like similar to Andrew, have like a business and a life that I'm really happy with. And what I would really like to get out of today is a way to keep traction going with the media, because I was in the paper a couple of weeks ago for the events, and then I've had a few interviews and some lined up, and it's just like how to keep these opportunities coming instead of having them be random one-off kind of things, and just really have that traction with it. So and just to hear everything else that you guys have to share. So thank you for having me and for providing the space for us tonight.
Wonderful, Melina. Thank you so much for joining us. And please share with us where you are right now and where you're from originally.
Right now I am in Pemberton, Western Australia, which is 3.5 hours south of Perth. And originally I'm from Arizona, from the desert.
Yay, awesome. Well, welcome, Melina. That is wonderful to have you here. It's great to see some new faces here today too, as well as some of our Mass Media Mastery members, which is brilliant. And Michael Palmer, thank you so much for sharing in the chat there. Michael Palmer, Essential, oh, here we go. Essential, just read this out. Essential Business Solutions. He's grateful for his wife of 51 years. Wow, congratulations, 51 years, Michael. That's amazing. Yay. My parents celebrated 50 years this year, so I just think that's just wonderful, wonderful. The second thing you're grateful for is online seminars. Yes, Michael, beautiful. And I survived a gunman in my taxi when I was at uni tonight. Oh, no, not tonight. I wasn't tonight. Okay, geez. Okay, I survived a gunman in my taxi when I was at uni. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Thank goodness you survived the gunman, Michael. And tonight, what he wants to get out of it, how to market my small business development package, which is nearly ready. Wonderful. Michael Palmer, thank you so much for joining us. We know you're from the Gold Coast because we had you on before speaking. So welcome. Thank you for sharing that. Wonderful. Okay, and good to see those links coming up in the chat there as well. Anyone watching this on Facebook Live, you can still join us on the live Zoom so that you can ask questions to Andrew, and you can also have a chance to win prizes as well, which we'll be doing at the end. So we're going till 9 o'clock, another hour and 10 minutes or so. Might go a little bit over with questions, but we'll aim to finish around 9. And yeah, love you to join us. So just hop on Eventbrite, Aldwyn, Altuney, follow our events there, and you'll see the link to join us. Or just I'll put the link in the Facebook live stream as well, just in the chat as well in just a moment. Wonderful. Okay, who else would like to share? Who else would like to share? Just unmute yourself. We've got Chris Brown. Welcome, Chris, Beth. And who else would like to share? Just unmute yourself if you'd like to. You don't have to, of course. It's just a chance for you to promote yourself if you would like to. If not, I will share my screen and get into my presentation. Nick, you want to share? Ranger Nick, you want to unmute yourself there? There you are.
Yeah, I find you worked it out. I'm good with this stuff, I tell you. I'll stick to my camp oven. So I'm a celebrity bush cook. I travel all over the place, travel all over the countryside, a bit like one of the Leyland brothers, I suppose. And an edutainer. So I teach people the art of camp oven cooking. I frequent on radio programs, television. Hold the world record for the longest damper at 153 metres, bringing the title back from Sweden. Grateful. My gratitudes would have to be, the love of my family, the love of the people around me, family and friends. That's great. Fresh air and sunshine I get to live in every day is always nice. And my shed's starting to come together, Aldwyn. I'm very excited about that. So the new shed looks like someone's living in it. Awesome. And if I keep it up, the missus reckons I will be.
Awesome. And you're coming to us from Northern New South Wales, of course?
Yes, that's right. Northern New South Wales and Northern Rivers area.
Nick Casino, and Nick is one of our Mass Media Mastery members. Amazing. You're on Ticker TV recently as well, and getting some regular media spots, and you do amazing curry kits too.
Absolutely, yeah. The waistline's starting to show it, I can tell you. It's a pretty good tucker.
Well, you'd hope with the curry that it helps kind of things flow through, you know. There was the Ring of Fire.
Oh, yeah.
The Ring of Fire.
Oh, so you really feel Aldwyn again?
The Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash. I'm sure it was about curries back then. I'm sure it was something to do with curry kits.
Am I on the right, like...
Right, so we're having fun. It's all good. But, you know, ideally curries would help, you know, keep you healthy, right? Help build your immune system.
Keep the system cleaned out, absolutely. And boost your immune system, yeah.
There we go. Beautiful. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ranger Nick. Welcome. Okay, anyone else like to share before I go into my presentation on how to get publicity? I'll be doing a very quick share, and then we'll be over to Andrew Cominos, the results guy, sharing about how to build a multi-six-figure business tonight. And we are streaming into the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook. Anyone else like to share? Here's your chance. Just unmute yourself. And if not, we'll give you 3, 1, 2, 3. If not, you can just share into the chat, and we can come back to the chat as well later. All right. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that was a little tidbit. So great to get into gratitude, isn't it? Just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. All right, now we're going to just share the screen. I just want to make sure you can see this. All right, can you see this? Can you see my screen? The Mass Media Tribe Meetup, just a thumbs up if you can see it. Can everyone see that? Yay, awesome.
I can see it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, I'm going to do a quick presentation on how to gain free publicity. So who's had publicity here? I'd love to see on the Zoom who's actually had some media coverage of any sort. Let's have a look. Just make you a bit bigger here. Yes, Nick, Andrew. Yes, Michael Palmer, Melina. Yep, wonderful, wonderful. And I know Chris has as well. Excellent. All right, well, you'd know maybe a little bit about getting publicity. So I'll share my system tonight and what happens with this. All right, and welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. So this is the journey that people go on when they come to me, is that they come to me and they feel like they're the world's best kept secret. So who feels a bit like that? You're the world's best kept secret, or you might have an amazing product, service, or message. Yes, Jane, you feel like that. And not enough people know about it. Yes, Melina, you're like that too. Not enough people know about it, right? And that's the thing, is if you haven't put your story out there, well, how are they going to know about you, right? And you know, the fact is that media are looking for stories every single day. So by you stepping up with your message and getting clear on how to do that, there's amazing opportunity. Literally thousands of media outlets worldwide that are looking for stories now. And with the mass media world, we're seeing massive changes now. You know, a lot of newspapers now, regional papers have started to close down, interestingly, with the printed editions. Although what's happening now is we've got the online world, of course. We've got these papers, a lot of them have gone online. You know, Dolly magazine closed after 40 years, but they've got 2 million followers or so online, with the online version. So we're seeing a change in the way some people are doing media. We've got more podcasts now. We've got online TV shows, so many opportunities that you can get your message out now. So people come, they're the world's best kept secret, and they think, right, it's time to make a bigger difference in the world. And so they make a start, right? 50% of anything you do is just starting. Okay, so it's wonderful that you're here and that you've made a start. And that's exactly, you might come to an event like this to make a start. You think, right, I just want to learn a little bit more about getting publicity. You might come along to one of my media workshops on how to gain free publicity as well, where I go into a lot more detail, how to gain $1 million worth of free publicity. Or you might hire a PR person to do it all for you. You know, whatever it is, you start to learn and start to grow. And then what you might do is make some steady progress next. You think, right, I'm just going to approach the local media, maybe the local community radio station to get my story out, or I'm going to approach a podcast, and you start to make a bit of progress. You start to get a few runs on the board. And what happens with media is once you get some media coverage, is media feed off other media. So often things will start to snowball and you'll build some momentum in what you're doing. And next thing, you are shooting for the stars. You're going, right, I want to get on morning TV show now, or I want to do some major podcast overseas, or whatever it is. You're shooting for the stars. You get a few big runs on the board, and then before you know it, you are a star. There you go. That's the rocket ship model. That's like you go from secret to star. That's how you do it. And it is a journey. And the thing is too, with your marketing, it's important to have patience on this journey, right? Sometimes you could get one hit with media and you could just, things could go exponential for you. With Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know, he was on Oprah in the year 2000, 27th of April 2000, even though his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad came out in 1997, 3 years previously. It was only after he appeared on Oprah that at the end of the 1 hour show, Oprah turned to Robert Kiyosaki and said, congratulations, Rich Dad, we've just sold you 1 million books. Now, at the time, he was making $5 per book. Okay, so that's $5 million he made after a 1 hour show. 3 years after his book was actually released, it was one media appearance that just took things exponential for him, right? So that kind of thing is possible. And I know that was Oprah, right? It's massive media. But the fact is, even just getting some local media coverage, you're reaching hundreds of thousands of people just in your local area. So, and that's really the easiest media you're going to get is your local media, because local media are looking for people in their local area doing great things. Okay, so that's the secret to star. Now, there's certain keys to success you're going to need on this journey, you know, and whether you want to be successful in business or in life, you know, even in business, like marketing, 80% of anything you do is marketing. You need to, you know, be able to present your message in a great way. And obviously, once you get the leads for your business, you then need to convert them into sales, which Andrew is an expert in, of course. So one of the keys you need is passion. And, you know, this really shines through when you're coming to do your media interviews. If you have passion in your voice, if you come across with some oomph and some passion, and you speak from your heart, you speak your truth, you will get more airplay. Okay, you will get longer spots on TV, on radio, if you come across with passion. And you will be more appealing, you will be more like a magnet and draw people into what you do. If you are boring, and if you do not enjoy what you do, that's also going to shine through, and you're going to repel people. And people think, why would I want to work with someone who's boring, right? Sell the fun party, as Andrew says, right? It's the fun party, right? Purpose, you know, and I know everyone's got their own styles too, as far, you know, like, I mean, everyone's got their own styles of how they speak and how they present their passion. And the thing is to celebrate however it is you do it, and just to have that passion in what you do. Purpose, what is your purpose? Now, you're 1 in a billion just by being born. You've beaten about 1 billion swimmers to get to the finish line just by being born. So I do believe there's a purpose for you being here. And just going, say what you really think. There is a reason you're here. And so what is your purpose? What is it that you want to get coverage about? Is it about your business? Is it about a product? Is it about your personal story? What is it that you want to promote? And that may change as you go along with your marketing journey. As you put a marketing plan together, you may have different angles that you want to go to media with as you go through this journey as well. So that could change for you. And depending on, you know, Father's Day was just a campaign that Ranger Nick did with the Curry for COVID campaign. That was around Father's Day, right? There's plenty of times during the year where you have an opportunity where you can tie in your story with major events. So for example, I'm doing an animal action event this year. It's on the 10th of October. It's in line with World Animal Week from the 4th to the 10th of October. Now we have things like Small Business Week, we have Mental Health Week, we have, you know, real estate events. There's all sorts of different things that you can tie in with what you do to help get your message out. You know, Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, Christmas, Easter, all these kind of times of the year, the media are looking for stories and different angles around those times. And then package, you need to package up what you do. One of the keys to success is packaging up what you do in a way that the media are going to find appealing. So with most media outlets, you have the editorial section, and then you have the advertising section, right? Now, if your story is too commercial, then they're going to say, just go take out an ad, right? So it's very important to pitch to the journalists in the media outlets so that they want to do a free story on you, so you're not wasting thousands of dollars on ads that don't work. In fact, you're getting 22 times more views of stories than you are of ads, right? So don't waste any money on advertising. Now, even with digital advertising, it's only about 1 in 4 people I know that digital advertising is really working great for, Facebook ads, etc. So you need to know also, if you're going to be doing digital ads, you know exactly how to do that effectively. Otherwise, you could be wasting money there as well. Profile. Now, when people Google you, what are they going to find? Are you Googleicious? As I heard recently, Googleicious. What are they going to find? Are they going to see consistent branding across all your social media or on your website? What is your profile saying to people out there? Do you have a photo of your cat or your dog as your profile photo? Or do you have a photo of you smiling, looking happy, looking like people want to do business with you? If you have a happy disposition about you, if you are uplifting with your energy, people generally will be drawn to you, unless they're miserable people and they want to have a pity party with other miserable people, in which case they'll look for someone who's maybe not happy, right? So ideally, if you want to attract positive people in your life, then put out a positive image yourself. People, everything in life is about relationships, right? And it could be just one person that you come across that could just take things exponential for you. Just one contact. That contact could be on this live Zoom right now, right? It could be someone watching this on Facebook. You just never know where that one person could come from that could really help shift things for you. And it really is about building relationships. And in the media, it's the same thing. Once the journalist knows about you, they will come back to you. If you come across well in the media, they will seek you out as an expert in that field next time they want to do a story on that topic. There's a process to getting publicity as well. And there's a process to your marketing. There's a process to building a multi-six-figure business. I'm sure Andrew will share as well. There's a process with everything you do. And it's important to be patient with the process and trust the process and learn from people who know what they're doing, who've got the results on the board. There's that magic word, results again. You know, work with people who have the results to show. And then propelling what you do as well. So how do you then propel what you do and reach the masses once you get your publicity? How do you then make the most of that? That's one of the keys as well. So really sharing that far and wide with your social media, with email marketing, with all your marketing. Celebrate your media success. And the thing is, once you get that coverage once, you can use it forever in your media, right? Just appear on TV once, you can say as seen on TV with your marketing. And hopefully you're not on TV as Australia's Most Wanted. Hopefully you're not there for that. And hopefully you haven't smuggled drugs from Bali to become famous. You don't need to do that either, although it has worked for Chappelle Corby. But anyway, let's move on. We're not suggesting you do that, right? And now there's an awesome media magic formula I'd like to share with you today. And these are my awesome steps. The A for awesome is to articulate your story. Now your X factor is your story. Okay, no one else has a story quite like yours, okay? And, you know, we love stories from the beginning of time. You know, human beings, the media, we love stories. And it's a great way to connect with people as well. So articulating your story in a way that the media is going to find effective is really important. Then working the angles. And ideally, I recommend have 3 angles ready for media when you're going out with the media campaign. 3 different angles. And it could be one on your personal story, could be something that you've just launched, maybe a new product, a service, could be what is unique or different or newsworthy about what you do. You know, what is it that you do that helps the wider community as well? That's another thing journalists are looking for. How do you help the wider community with what you do? If it's going to be too commercial, as I say, they're going to say just take out an ad. And then elevating your profile there's 3 P's in this section here. One is press release. One is pictures or photos, and you need to think visuals with all your media, whether it's TV, radio, or print, because radio also put things up on their websites nowadays. So you need to think photos, and you need to think pitch, okay, how to pitch that effectively. And you have about 45 seconds to get your message across to journalists and pitch quickly and concisely. So that's all part of the elevate the profile system. Then S is startling the media, getting the media's attention. And, you know, doing things outrageous and fun with your media is fantastic too, because media don't want to just educate people anymore. They want to entertain people as well. So what can you do that's entertaining? You know, Ranger Nick, when he did his Curry for COVID campaign, we got some photos there. There were photos of you in a turban and, you know, around the camp oven, you know, doing the curry kits, which is wonderful. You know, that's a really great visual, a great way to get the media's attention. And then own your power is the next step. So owning your power, having confidence in what you do, standing in your truth, overcoming your fears, very, very important. you know, and even, you know, facing your fears and acting anyway, because a little bit of nervousness is okay when you go out to media. That's okay. It's just a matter of embracing that and moving through that rather than letting the fear stop you in life. So owning your power is really crucial so that you can master interviews, which is the M of the awesome steps. Mastering interviews. There's certain things to do before, during, and after interviews to make the most of the interviews. Now with TV and radio, you've got 3 to 5 minutes generally for most TV or radio interviews. If it's a news spot, you'll only have about 1 or 2 grabs that will come across in a TV spot, because generally the news bulletin items are about 1 minute long. So it'll just be those succinct grabs that the media are going to hop onto. So being clear on your media grabs is really important too. That'll tie in with this whole process. And then E is exploding the impact and making the most of that coverage once you get it, and also having a very strong online media presence as well with your social media and with your mass media as well. So they're the awesome magic media formula, my awesome steps. And there's certain benefits that will happen once you get publicity and really put yourself out there and boost your marketing. One is you will have fame. You will be able to be known, maybe not as famous as Hugh Jackman or people like that, or you might not want to do that, but famous in your industry and famous for what you do, so that when people think about an expert in your field that they want to work with, that they come to you. You will be able to also charge more for what you do as well, once you have that credibility and trust and influence that comes with media coverage. Freedom, you'll be able to have more freedom, and obviously automating and systemizing your business as well is really important with this as well. That media will definitely give you more freedom. You'll be able to really leverage what you do and reach the masses, and particularly if you're time poor nowadays, you want to be looking at using the media to build your influence. And then legacy, you'll be able to leave a legacy. Every single media spot that you get, you are leaving a legacy. So there's some of the benefits. That's a very quick run through of the how to get free publicity models and how I work with clients. We do have the Global Good News Challenge coming up. As I mentioned, we started this in June this year in the height of COVID with 7, 14 and 21-day challenges in June. We did July, we had a 5-day challenge. August, we had an 8-day challenge, September, 9-day challenge, and now the 10-day challenge for the 10 months of October. From the 1st to the 10th of October, you can do a Facebook Live every single day for 10 days. It's a great way to promote yourself, share gratitude, lift people's energy, lift your own energy out there, and create a more peaceful, loving world, which I think we would all agree that the world needs more of right now. We need more love and less fear out there. The powers that be definitely want people living in fear, I believe. So here's to coming from a loving space, one little love heart, coming from a loving space and being the change you want to see in the world. So if you just go to the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page, you'll be able to see pinned to the top of the page all the details on how that works. It's a free challenge. You can start any day between the 1st and the 10th of October. And my goal is, with the Global Good News Challenge, is to have 1,000 Good News Crusaders by the 8th of the 8th next year, which is the Good News Day. The 4th annual Good News Day is the 8th of the 8th next year. So my goal is for 1,000 people doing Good News Challenges between now and then. And can you just imagine the ripple effect of that on social media, how you will be able to lift the energy and to give hope and inspiration to people, and to share your good news, which could be something like you've got a new product you've launched, or you've got a successful client, or you've got, you know, an event you're running. It doesn't have to be some major thing, you know, just use it as a way to promote yourself as well, and to help lift the energy, and just to have people know a bit more about you as well. You know, it's amazing watching these challenges. Most people do in about 3 minutes. So very quick Facebook Live. And it's a great way also to build your confidence speaking and build your confidence on camera, because video marketing is also incredibly powerful nowadays. So putting yourself out there with what you do consistently is really important in your marketing efforts as well. Now, I do have the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop coming up. The next one is Saturday, September 30 from 10 a.m. till noon. And details of that are in the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook and Meetup. So I do a very intensive 2-hour workshop where I go through a lot more detail on how to gain free publicity. Tickets online are $47 plus booking fee. I am going to be giving away a ticket or 2 tonight at the end of the Zoom for anyone who's on the live Zoom as well to that workshop. So that's that there. And I also have the Mass Media Mastery program as well, where I guarantee media coverage as well with this program. So to find out more about that, just head over to aaexpos.com and just go to the services section, and you'll see the Mass Media Mastery program there if you would like some extra support as well with your media journey, and to join our amazing tribe and community of mass media masters in the making. The world is your oyster. Anything is possible for you. And whether we work together or not, I am a stand for you sharing your message and making the difference that you are here to make. And if you're not stepping up with your message and people don't know about you, then you're only go so far with that, right? So really it's about scaling yourself and leveraging yourself and reaching more people, having a bigger impact with what you do, so you can charge more, which will help you on your journey to building a six-figure business as well. And this is one of my favorite quotes here. And I do encourage you to shine bright, because everything you do is either going to lift the energy of people around you or your own energy, depending on the conversations you have with yourself, or it's going to bring the energy down. So I am a stand for you, bringing the energy up. And I'd like you to know that I believe in the power of one, and I believe in you. May your flame burn bright and light up all those around you. So here's to celebrating your uniqueness and magic and sharing your message and story with the world. Thank you so much for listening to that presentation, joining me on that one. And anyone want to share what they got out of that presentation, or maybe one thing they're going to do differently with their media journey, before we go over to Mr. Andrew Cominos for how to build a multi-six-figure business? Anyone like to share what they got out of that?
That was, oh, sorry, I just jumped on. That was really awesome. Thank you for that. I liked your little awesome stick that you did with all of those. It was really helpful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Melina. Thank you so much. Great. Brilliant. All right. Anyone else want to share what they got out of that? Something they're going to do differently, or what they heard? Even if you've seen me do a similar kind of presentation before, I never know quite what's going to come out of my mouth. So you may have picked up some new things. Some new things that time around. There's not much of a filter here. Michael, yes.
I really liked it because it followed a logical process. I'm kind of familiar with that kind of process already, but for me, like personally, it was really good because it got my mind thinking about different sort of ideas I've got about different businesses and stuff. So for me, I really found that really good, and you were very concise. I thought you hit all the points of what you need to do. I mean, the only thing I'd say is, like, as you said, it takes a long time to do it. I think people have to be clear right at the beginning what their motivation for doing it is to carry them through. But yeah, really good.
Yes, wonderful, Michael. Absolutely. You know, those first 3 steps, the OR of the awesome steps, are crucial. It's like building the foundation of a house. So from the very beginning, you need to be thinking, okay, what is it I want to promote? Is it my product? Is it my service? Is it a message I want to get out? What is it that I want to do with this? Right? And what is the end goal? You know, and you need to think of it from a way that, how is this helping the community? Okay, it needs to be non-commercial in the way that you present it. You will still be able to get publicity for your business, even sharing your own personal story, right? Because the media always want to, when you're sharing your personal story, they always want to know, well, what are you currently doing and how are you helping people? So often you'll find is with feature stories in the media that they will say, so how can people find out more about you? And that's when you lead them to the website, or you say what current programs you've got going on. So yeah, very crucial, Michael. Absolutely wonderful. And who else would like to share? Maybe one more person sharing before Jane.
Yeah, okay. So you're talking about approaching the media. So tell me, how's the best way to approach the media?
Good question. Yeah. Well, the best way is, firstly, you need a good angle before you approach the media. Okay. Yeah. You need a good angle. Now, there are multiple websites and platforms out there where you can access media lists, although in saying that, you're paying thousands of dollars for these lists, and often they're not up to date. And the people on the lists are being bombarded by PR people all the time, in which case they get very frustrated, and particularly if they're receiving press releases or pictures that are not newsworthy. So one of the best things you can do is just start out with your local, just start with, say, for example, community radio, your local community radio station. And what I would do is I would phone them up and say, this is my story. Who is the best person to talk to there about this? Yeah. And then if you can get the person's direct name and email address, and then what you do is you send through the press release, because that's 99% of the time they'll ask you to send a press release through.
Yeah.
Send the press release through, and then you follow up within a day or two. So that's the most targeted way to do it. Now, with media, there are, as I said, there's thousands of media outlets. So you can get overwhelmed if you think about those thousands of outlets. So what you want to do is you want to do what they call a shotgun approach with your media efforts, right? And just have a hit list of maybe, say, the top 10 media outlets you want to target, right, with whatever message it is. And that will depend on if you want to promote your business or your story, or, you know, or where your avatar is, where your ideal clients, where they're hanging out, what sort of media they're consuming. You have a hit list of, say, the top 10 media outlets, and then target those directly. Call them up and say, who's the best person to talk to? Here's the story. And then pitch the press release. But the press release, again, is crucial. Having a good angle, having a well-written press release is really, really crucial to your campaign, because if you send it through to commercial, that you'll burn bridges, and then once you burn bridges, there'll be no turning back, right? So you want to make sure that you're professional in the way you do it. And there's I could do a whole workshop just on that topic alone. So we don't have time to go into that now, but happy to chat with you later, Jane, if you want to go into more detail about that.
Yeah.
Or come along to my workshop, because I go through a whole lot of press release examples at my workshop as well. So you can get a really good idea from that as well.
Okay, you know, that's good, thanks.
Great question. Thank you, Jane. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to now hand the microphone over to the amazing Andrew Cominos. Now, I've worked with Andrew Cominos. He's known as the Results Guy. He's based in Brisbane, and I've worked with him this year. He's absolutely extraordinary as a business coach, as a sales performance strategist. He's amazing. I don't know what he does or how he does it exactly, but he has this certain magic where his clients just double and triple their income in no time, those that actually put into place what he teaches. So it is with great privilege, a great honor to welcome the amazing Andrew Cominos to introduce himself. And please unmute yourself there. Welcome, Andrew. Yay. Thank you, Andrew. Over to you.
Hey, look. Okay.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey, guys. How you going? Well, as I said before we went live on Facebook, my name's Andrew Cominos. I'm the Results Guy. I run a business called Surge, the Results Guys. So effectively, what we do is we are sales results strategists. We take your business from where it is now to being a multi-six-figure business. Specifically, you know, mostly we work with coaches and consultants, but that's not to say, I mean, we work with a couple of huge or large, you know, business broking firms and manufacturing businesses and things like that. So we do work with lots of different people, but our target market obviously is coaches and consultants that want to build and scale to that multi-six-figure business, being time rich. You know, for instance, me, I have a great business, a great life, and I only work 4 days a week, which is absolutely fantastic. And also having a business and a business model that is scalable. You know, I often think that we live in a world these days where everyone wants the best marketing. You know, I actually just got off a call today where the person was like, "Oh, I just need Facebook ads. That's all. I just need Facebook ads. That's what it is. It's Facebook ads. It's Facebook ads." And often, you know, I say to people, I'm like, you could have the world's shittiest brand, no media, and I'm not saying media is awesome, but you could have the world's shittiest brand, no media, no anything, and still have a six-figure business if you know how to sell. And by knowing how to sell, I don't just mean knowing and understanding the concept of, "Hi, how are you? My name is Andrew. Would you like to buy my shit?" Right? No, what I mean is, you know, understanding your business at such a level that you understand the major problems you're trying to solve for people. You understand, you know, that what is going to make them buy, the emotions that they buy with. You know, everyone goes to their marketer and says, "Sell my business." Your marketer's job is not to sell your business. It is your job to bring the information to your marketer so that then they can go, "Ah, this is how I sell that business." That's me. That's what I do.
Yeah, awesome, Andrew. Fantastic. And what are your top tips to build a multi-six-figure business?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, Aldwyn. While you were talking, I literally was like, I bet you someone's going to ask, what are the top tips to build a multi-six-figure business? So I built a slide literally while you were talking, and I'm going to share my screen. That's how prepared I was for tonight, guys. I literally built it live. You didn't.
Fantastic. Well, I've enabled you to share screen there, so feel free. Go ahead.
Let me go that one there. All right.
Q&A too with Andrew. So
this
get your questions ready.
All right, guys. So this is the Surge model, and the Surge model really is my top tips to building a multi-six-figure business. Because I mean, there's lots of different strategies and things you can run and things you can do to build a multi-six-figure business. But at the end of the day, I have 5 major keys that will skyrocket your business if you just implement these things on them by themselves. The number 1 is self-belief. The biggest thing holding people back in their business is insecurity. Insecurity over who they are, insecurity over whether they can do what they do, insecurity over, can I be successful? Self-belief, I mean, that is half the battle. Like Aldwyn said before, like half the battle is starting, half the battle is literally just believing in yourself enough to start, right? So, but not even just to start, believing yourself in every step of the way, having that innate belief that, you know what, I can make this happen, I can do it, right? I say 2 things. Business doesn't care about your insecurity. It just doesn't, right? I do. I feel for people. I feel for someone when they feel insecure, they feel insecure. You know, I understand that, and I feel for them. But business isn't going to do anything, right? Business is going to keep running, keep going, or not. And the results are going to come from those that don't feel that insecurity and go and do that stuff anyway. Even if they feel the insecurity, they move forward, right? So self-belief, the ability to believe in oneself. And a lot of what we teach, if you remember, Aldwyn, is really just showing you how to believe in yourself, you know, to such a level that you can really own the room and own the stage and own the power of your business and how good you are. The second thing with self-belief is I want everyone right now, everybody, to think for me. I'm gonna go quiet for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna wait for an answer. Where has modesty ever gotten anybody? Who said? Put your hand up if you think the answer is nowhere.
Yes.
I'm not saying be arrogant. I'm not saying be an asshole. I'm saying that every person who is hyper successful is like, you know what? I am bloody good at what I do. Now they may not go out there going, I'm the best in the world. Look at me, right? But their modesty is not what made them hyper successful. It was their belief in themselves and their willingness to tell other people, yes, I am good at that. You can't walk on a top stage tennis court, or you can't play in the NBA if you don't think you're as good as the player next to you, right? That's why Michael Jordan was so damn good, because when he walked on the court, everyone thought they were going to lose. He had beaten them mentally before he even walked on the court because he was that damn good, right? So modesty never got anyone anywhere, right? And so what I say to people is you need to believe in yourself, and you need to be able to say, hey, I am damn good at what I do, right? So that's the first one, self-belief. The second one is a deep understanding of sales. You have to understand selling. You need to, because the average person will look at this, will say, marketing is this umbrella, and then sales and branding are somewhere underneath that, and a whole bunch of other things. Well, I look at it a different way. I say sales is the umbrella, because marketing is just something that is trying to sell your service or product, right? Media is very similar. You're selling yourself in the media, right? Branding is about selling yourself, and sales, one-on-one sales, is about, well, selling yourself, right? So it actually is all under that banner of sales. And if you can have a fundamental understanding of sales, it will actually give you a fundamental understanding of all those other areas and what people are looking for. Because, you know, sales is that core communication. You know, really, I always say sales is one thing, it's communication with a pathway, right? It's communication with the designed outcome. So if you can learn to sell and you can have a fundamental understanding of sales, you'll become better at marketing, you'll become better at media, you'll become better at branding, you'll become better at almost everything just by understanding the fundamental psychologies of sales. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. The third thing is having results-driven actions. I think most businesses run on what I call the task list. They have a task list every morning. You know, who's heard that old saying, get your tablet out, get your paper out and write down your task list for the day, right? Who still does that? It's really good, right? And you feel a sense of achievement at the end of the day when you've done all those tasks, yes? Cool. My question to you is what task could you have been doing that would have been more effective if you'd first picked the outcome that you wanted from that day? What if you started with the outcome? What if you started with the result? At the end of the day, I'm going to have X result. That's going to change every task you do. Some of the tasks that you thought were hyper important suddenly become very hypo important. Like, ooh, I don't know much, right? A way to look at it is that the thing that is screaming the loudest is not necessarily the most important thing that you need to get done. Just because something is screaming the loudest doesn't make it the most important. You need to wake up every morning and pick your result. And everything you do, every part of your business needs to be results driven, not task driven. Does that make sense? The fourth one is growth strategies. You need to understand how to grow a business. You need to understand current forms of growing a business. You know, one of my clients the other day, well, not the other day, a couple months ago, when we first started coaching, I said, you need to go do the X, Y, Z. You need to jump on LinkedIn, you need to message people, you need to do this. Anyway, he came back to me, he goes, Andrew, I don't want to do that. I said, why not? He goes, because that's not how business is done. And I turned around and I said, no, that's not how business used to be done. It's how business is done now. And so you need to have not just growth strategies. Yes, you need to understand the fundamentals of business, right? Because business has some very key core fundamentals that if you get right, you're going to have pleasure. And if you get wrong, you're going to have pain, right? And so it has some core fundamentals you've got to get right. But on the other end, it's got some fundamentals that are based in the society we currently live now, right? Things change. Strategies change based on where we are and what we're doing. And you need to be able to keep up with that. And you need to be able to shift, pivot, change, adapt. Everyone's heard that. COVID hit and all of a sudden everyone's like, pivot, shift, right? You know, that was like everyone's favorite word. But at the end of the day, it's true. You need to be able to shift and pivot and come up with those new strategies. And understanding the fundamentals of business and the situation we're in now is what allows you to build those growth strategies. And also having someone outside yourself, right? You know, in this growth strategy scenario, one of the most important growth strategies I can say to everyone, whether you like coaches or you don't, right, is have a bloody coach, right? And it's not about anything to do with how good they are or coaches are the best, or it comes down to one simple thing. You cannot see outside the box that you live in. You can't do it. And sometimes you need someone else to tell you what that is. And you're like, yeah, but I've got my parents and I've got this other person, I've got my business connections and colleagues. Yeah, they're not paid to sit and listen to you. So their investment is extremely minimal. A coach is like, every time they sit down with you, they're like, if I don't give this person a gold nugget, I'm going to get fired. Holy shit. Let me find it. Let's see what happens. You know, they're going to find it if they're a good coach, right? So, I mean, yes, do some research, but growth strategies, part of your growth strategy, you should have a coach. You have someone who can sit there and listen to you and pull stuff out and extract and take your business to the next level and help you see stuff that you don't know. I've got clients that have been working with me for a year and a half, you know, 2 years. And they're like, Andrew, I still sit down every session and go, how do you know this shit that I'm not seeing? And I've got a really key little secret. I don't. They know it. And I'm just pulling it out of them and then repeating it back to them and just looking really awesome, right? But that's what a coach does. That's what a really good coach does, right? And then they go do it. And guess what? They get results, right? So growth strategy is really, really important. And the last one is energy output. That's my fifth tip, is understand the amount of energy that is required to go into your business, and understand that life is energy and energy is life. And the more you put in, the more you get out. If you put in energy to life, you're going to get life back. If you put in energy to business, well, you're not going to get many results. But if you put a shitload of energy in, you get a shitload of energy back. It's that simple. Simple equation. And people are like, yeah, but Andrew, you work 4 days a week. You know, you can't be putting that much energy in. It's actually not. It's just because you work less doesn't mean you put less energy in. It's how present and how committed and how much energy you're putting into your business while you are in the business, while you are present in that moment. That's what counts, that amount of energy. And the other thing is simple, right? You know, how do you have a time-rich business? Well, the answer is you don't at the start at all, right? You build that, right? You know, this 4-hour work week that everyone loves so much? That guy didn't start with a 4-hour work week. He didn't start his business and go, I'm only going to work 4 hours and make millions of dollars. He didn't do that. He worked his ass off, built a business that he could work 4 hours in, and then he had a 4-hour work week. Right? The amount of energy you put in is the amount of energy and results you will get out. So energy output is really important. And energy output covers the 3 fundamental business requirements beyond strategies, beyond anything, right? There are 3 fundamental mindset requirements that every business owner needs to have, right? And you can look at, if you talk to the most hyper successful people in the world, they'll all say, you know, a bunch of things that are good, but they did this big research project of all these hyper successful people, and only 2 came out to be 2 really came out, and then the 3rd was the next in line, but 2 came out to be universal. 1 was discipline. Every person who is hyper successful is disciplined. They get up, they go out, rain, hail, or shine, and they do it a particular way, right? They just go, and they do it every time. They don't mess around. They don't get distracted. They put those distractions aside, and if they do, they fix it. They fix the process, and they keep moving. They get more efficient. They're disciplined, right? The second thing that they all have, right, and probably the most important thing, is the ability to never give up. Failure is not an option. What, you know, everyone's like, fail, 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 and you succeed. That's true. If you keep going, if you keep failing, if you never give up on your dream, you never give up on your goal, right? Those guys who are running their hyper successful businesses have run 6 of the exact same business before that failed, right? And the ones that didn't fail in their entire business, shit in their business failed over and over and over again, right? Until they got it right. And so it's that ability, that tenacity, that ability to never give up until you get what you want. I often say to people, you have 2 options. You either want it to happen or you make it happen, right? And there's 2 attitudes in this life. People that want things to happen and people that make things happen. You know, you've got those. Have you ever met that person that's like, oh, you know, they go into a sale or they go into anything and they go, oh, I'm just going to see how it goes. You know, anyone tell me their results, right? And then you got that person that runs in that everyone hates, and everyone hates this person. I'm not saying they don't. They will not like you for being this person because, you know, you've got a different standard, a different life, a different want, a different level of commitment to them. And so they're like, well, screw you, dude. You made me look bad, right? But there's that person that runs in and goes, I'm going to make this happen whether I die or not, right? It's going to happen, end of story. That one always gets the result every time, right? And yes, you know, if you want to put it in simple terms, yes, I'm talking about hard work, right? You got to work your ass off, right? But at the end of the day, you know, one of the oldest tricks in the book is hard work. Guess what? It's one of the best. It's one of the best, right? You know, Ranger Nick and a couple of the other blokes here are probably like, yep, that's right. A bit of hard work is what you need, right? But here's the thing, right? And I think too many millennials or too many young people are like, they don't want to work hard. They don't want to put the effort in. They're just like, oh yeah, I want to drink my freaking Mai Tais, right? Well, your Mai Tais aren't going to make you the money. So soz, mate. Right, so that's the thing. So self-belief, understanding sales, having results-driven actions, growth strategies, and energy output. The more energy you put in, the more you get out. And that third thing that I left out before, guys, is stop trying to do 500 things at once, right? And focus. Bring it in. The more you diversify at the start of your business, the less success you will have. The more you focus, the more success you'll have. Discipline, tenacity, and focus. So, does that answer your question, Aldwyn?
That's awesome, Andrew. You're amazing. I love it. Absolute golden nuggets there. And, you know, I love the bit particularly about the hard work, right? I love that because, you know, a lot of people just want things to come easily. And I think initially, at least, you have to put the work in initially into your business until you can get it to the point where it's, you know, systemized and automated, et cetera. And you've built a team to help make the dream happen, right? And, you know, ideally, you don't want to be doing it all on your own in business. However, that's how everybody starts. Everybody starts on their own, right? So starting on your own, obviously, you're wearing a million different hats in business. And it's very easy to get into overwhelm, which is why 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And in the next 5 years, 80% of those fail, right? So there's only a small percentage of businesses that will actually make it. And that takes that tenacity, that grit, that persistence, that wanting. You got to want it, right? You got to want it in your veins. You got to, you know, it's like, what is it you're here on the planet for? What is the difference you want to make with your business? You know, what impact do you want to have on the planet? You know, you need that kind of conviction. It's not just about making money. If you're just there to make money, you can go do anything to make money, but you're not going to stay in it if you don't enjoy it. So it's enjoying the process and the journey through the whole thing, right? And being really clear on what you want.
I think so. And I think right at the beginning, and like you said, the one thing that you really hit the nail on the head is like when you start in business, you have to wear a million hats, right? And then yet because people don't, and see, this is the big thing. This is a perfect story for this actually. I used to work at Godfrey's, right? Vacuum people. Yes, my job sucked. So I hired this girl from the store next door, right? And from the chocolate store next door. Anyway, we hired her because she really wanted to work for us because she saw you could make a lot of money and you could, you know, because they paid you ridiculous commissions. It was great, right? And they were like, and I was like, yes, we'll bring her on because she was a good salesperson, or she seemed like a good salesperson. We'll train her, and she was, right? She's a great salesperson. There was a problem. 2 weeks in, she said, Andrew, I haven't sold one of the best vacuums in the store yet. And I'm like, so? Right? And she goes, well, I thought I would have done that by now. And I'm like, did you think this was going to be easy? And she's like, yeah. And I said, mate, if you're looking for something easy, right? If you want it to be easy, that's, you know, this isn't going to be easy. You've got to learn. You've got to learn how to do it, how to sell a premium machine. You know, selling a vacuum. People don't want to come in and buy a $2,000 vacuum, right? They let alone don't want to come in and buy a $50 freaking vacuum. They're like, ugh, buy a vacuum. Who wants to buy a vacuum, right? But I said to her, I said, and she goes, I don't think I can do this. And I was like, so hang on. So you've been doing this for 2 weeks. And what you're telling me is that because you're not instantly good at it, you want to give up. And she's like, yeah, if you're not good at something straight away, that means you're not going to be good at it. And I said, right then and there, I said, well, if you want to quit, see you later. I didn't bother, right? Why? Because, right? So you can't be good at everything straight away. It takes that tenacity, that commitment.
It does. And anyone who's good at anything was bad at it once, right? So that's the thing to remember, right?
Well, not me, Aldwyn. I was perfect.
Yeah. So you got to start somewhere, right? Wonderful. I love that, Andrew. Okay, so let's open up to questions. Who's got some questions for Andrew? We've got a genius mind in the house here on the Zoom room. So who has some questions for Andrew? Just unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Can I ask?
Yes, Michael Scully from London.
Hi, Andrew. I really enjoyed that, coming from a sort of a business development background, and your point at the beginning was so true, because I used to do freelance business development for people.
Yep.
And you know, I got people that were companies that are totally unknown into major brands, based primarily about identifying what their key problems were. So as you say, you know, if you approach it seriously and you understand the sales process, you can definitely do things. The question I had, just out of curiosity, really is, I'm presuming you work with quite a lot of coaches.
Yep. And
I was just wondering, you know, like if somebody approached you and said, you know, I'd like coaching, I've heard that you're capable of potentially helping me to create a six-figure income. How that breaks down. I mean, obviously, I guess there's a monthly income that they've got to achieve to get that. But if they're starting from zero, what do you think are like the initial steps? Because I mean, obviously they've got to create a profile for themselves and raise their profile, and then potentially be seen as some kind of expert between in a niche, I suppose. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts about initial steps to try and win clients and sort of basically start as a coach that nobody really knows and go from there, really.
It's so funny. You know how you said I'm glad you brought that's a freaking great question. And it's like one of those questions that Aldwyn's like, oh, you've really hit a heartstring right now. He's going to go mental on this question. It's like one of my things right here is like, one of my like, what do you start with? Right. Is, you know, anyway, so the whole idea is so some people, you know, so many people tell you go, you know, do the best Facebook page and go build an awesome website. I mean, one of the first things you said is you used to take businesses that were completely unknown and get them into people, right, that huge businesses that would never have seen them before. You know, and the way you did that was solely on the back of self-belief, finding their problems and showing them that these people could solve that problem, right? It's that simple. Right. But here's what people do is they get so caught up in this marketing world because we live in a marketing world. And 2 years down the track, 3 years down the track, they've got all this stuff. They spent all this money on all this marketing. They've spent thousands of dollars on courses that are going to teach them how to do Facebook, right? And then they still haven't made a single freaking dollar, right? Because step one of your business is develop the sales process. And to develop the sales process, you need some key factors, right? You need first to have your, to understand who your target market is, right? So who does your service best serve? And not just who does it best serve, but who are you going to enjoy working with the most? And people go, well, Andrew, you know, but it's not going to be me. Yeah, but it is you. Now, and probably for the next couple of years, it's going to be you. And if you don't enjoy working with the people that you're targeting, well, then I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a hell of a lot of pain, right? So your job is to really niche down to the people you're going to enjoy working with and are going to get the best results, right? So if manufacturers are going to get great results, 95% results, these amazing results, but you hate manufacturers, don't target them, because you won't want to go in and see them every time you pick up the phone, every time you have to walk in the door, every time you sit down in a meeting. You are not going to sit down there as 100% of you, and you're not going to sell right. I mean, you're a BDM man, you know this. You know that part, right? If you sit down with someone you hate, right, you've got to put on the face. You know, you remember putting on the face, you're like, yeah, totally, yeah, you're cool, man. Right? Yeah, you're like, you're a douche, right? Like, we all know that, right? So that's one thing. Right. The second thing is, so you've got to develop that sales process. You know, so the first thing is obviously target market. Second thing is you need to know what your business does, what the people in that business want, like those clients want, right? What are their big wants, and what are the major problems that this business solves? You see, if you look back on every client you've ever served, right, in your business, right, whether it's a celebrity chef or a business coach or a media queen, it doesn't matter, right? You look back on any person you've ever served, and you know what? You take 100 of them, and there are 6 or 7 major problems that all of them have. And very rarely, 1 in a million, will be some completely random problem that you can deal with when it comes up. But your sales process should be driven by the major problems that everyone has in your industry, right? And it's a process to work out what they are, right? So that's the first. So there's that, and then you got to figure out your message, your sales message, not your marketing message. And here's the big one: you've got to, based on what you do, what you teach, what people want, you've got to figure out what your offers are, right? Get your offer down, a viable offer that people want to buy, not like some offer because everyone else is doing it kind of offer, not some $99 40-week online course because, you know, Russell Brunson, who has a multi-million-dollar business and a freaking marketing budget that would make you cry if you could just have 1/10 of his marketing budget as your income, right? But like, you know, he said he has a $99 course that's worth $2,000. Why? Because he's got the dollars to advertise it, right? You've got to create something that people are going to look at and go, I want to buy that, because there is not a human alive that's going to go to Crazy Clark's for a business coach. That make sense? Or a life coach. So
could I just ask one other question, just very quickly? Because I know there's.
All I was going to say next is then you got to know how to sell it, and then that's it.
Yeah.
The first thing is to get the sales down.
Thank you. Can I just ask one just really quick question? Because I know there's other people that want to probably ask some more questions. I've started working on a book, and I think I probably know the answer to this actually by asking you, but essentially, and this is where, because I haven't done any sales or business development for over 5 years because of looking after my mum. But it was something I used to really enjoy. I used to enjoy the challenge. So anyway, basically, I've started writing this book. One, because I wanted to write it, and two, because I thought of it as a way in to see clients, because then I could potentially be seen as an expert in that field. But as I've been listening to you and the presentation before, what's gone through my mind is that how do you feel about the idea that I just build myself a good website and start approaching businesses now? Because this book is potentially, I'm not going to have it finished before Christmas, I don't think. In the meantime, if I'm actually approaching clients, I'm going to get feedback on how they feel about that topic, and also potentially start working with people and actually create an income, which is what I need to do. So I kind of think I should probably start marketing myself now, carry on with the book, and then when that's finished, that's maybe the icing on the cake. But in the meantime, actually see if there's a demand.
When the book's finished, great. It'll be like an extra thing. But I say to people, like, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad made his money, like Aldwyn said, he sold 1 million copies by being on Oprah. He did not need that $5 million. I guarantee you right now. It was not sitting there going, oh my God, I just went from poor to rich. He was rich already, right? So there's that. So the book is great. The book is an icing on the cake, like you said. Really key thing is really simple. Has anyone ever heard the saying, you know, the bullshit artist, when they talk about salespeople, right? You know, you're a bullshit artist. You know where that comes from? It comes from salespeople owning their space and knowing that they're the expert. You don't need to become an expert, Michael. You need to be the expert already, right? Just because they don't know you doesn't mean you're not an expert. The amount of times I've walked into a place and someone said, well, I've never heard or seen of you before. I'm like, yeah, of course you haven't. I just started my business, right? But let me show you how I'm an expert, right? And I just own it. And you own the space, right? And it's that level of just be the expert. So you know, when I started, if this is helpful, this is literally how I started my business. Ready? I got a picture, a square picture of lightning bolts with a blue background, and then Surge was written on the front. It was the most terrible logo you've ever seen in your life. I spent 10 hours building my website on Wix, right? And then I just started adding random people on Facebook and going absolutely ballistic on social media. And more importantly than that, I started picking up the phone and talking to local businesses, finding local coaches and people like that who didn't know how to sell. I knew marketers know how to market, but they don't know how to sell. I knew lots of people just had no idea how to sell. I started going to networking events left, right, and center, right? I was just everywhere all the time, right? And I had a shitty brand. And I think my website in the first 6 months, and this will tell you how important it is, right? My website in the first 6 months got 4 hits.
Wow.
4 hits. At the same time, I was making over $100,000 in revenue. Right. I mean, that's not a lot of money. $100,000 in revenue is not a lot of money because, you know, you got 80% of that is maybe profit, right? So you're making 80K, right? And so I was making, I was doing over $10,000 a month in revenue in the first 6 months, and my website had nothing to do with that.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I really appreciate it's really helped a lot. Really, thanks very much.
Cool.
Wonderful. Great questions there, Michael. Brilliant. Who else has got a question for Andrew? Time's ticking on really quickly. So who'd like to ask a question? Just unmute yourself. And we'll come to you. Who's got a question for Andrew? There's no such thing as silly questions here.
Me.
Jane, yes,
Yeah.
over to you.
So Andrew, where was your revenue coming from? If it wasn't coming from the website, where was it coming from?
Me.
Yeah.
It was coming from me. It was coming from going to a bunch of networking events and seeking.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Not just networking events. You know, posting all the time, adding friends, right?
Yeah.
Physically calling businesses, figuring out who needed my services, and actively seeking opportunities, right?
Yep.
Making sure I was out in the community. You know, these events, for instance, Jane, are awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
But the thing is there's two types of people that go to networking events. Well, there's a lot of different types, but let's limit it to 2, right? You've got the majority of people who go to a networking event and their job is to network, right? So their job is to just get on and they have a chat and they have a laugh, and then they get off and they know no one that was on that networking event. Because they came, they listened to the speaker, they listened to the host, and then they left, right? And they've made 0 connections whatsoever. The point here is what is the point of going to that networking event? That's what you did. You learned something, right? But the point of your networking event is to grow your business, right? And so when people say, you know, my least favorite thing is when people say, don't go to a networking event and ask people what they do. Why? That's why I'm there. Is to find out where I'm going to this networking event. I'll give you guys a little tip. I am speaking tonight because I want to grow my business. You know, you guys are cool. I'm not here for no reason, right? So the point is you got to own that, right? And that's okay. And so it's networking with intention. You know, everything you do, you should be looking for the opportunity, right? So you might have been in the chat. I mean, I can't see, you know, everyone's chat, but people here might be having a private chat while we're on Zoom going, oh, Ranger Nick, you look cool. What do you tell me a little bit more about yourself? And, you know, while Andrew's yibber-yabbering away and you're bored, you know, you're talking to Ranger Nick, who's also bored by the shit that this speaker's talking about, you know, and just go, and then off you guys go. And you guys have a conversation. And then what happens is, you know, Ranger, I'm like, you know what? I need a new table. Do you guys have anything? Yeah, come on in. Or like, let me send you some photos. And all of a sudden, look at him. He's like, oh, I do need a new table, actually, right? He's, you know, and all of a sudden you sell a table, right? Because you capitalized on a potential opportunity, right? Just because you were talking. And then after the meeting, you guys actually catch up and meet up and all those sorts of things. So networking was a really powerful way. Messaging people, calling businesses. You know, for you, obviously, is it an online store or is it a store? Jane, is it?
Me, yeah, a store, yeah.
A physical shop.
Yep.
Well, for you guys, you know, you guys have been open for 6 months. I mean, your big thing is going to be obviously online traffic. You know, just to say, hey, you know, these guys know the best place, know that have the best prices and have the best furniture, secondhand. It's great, right? The bigger thing is actually going to be being kick-ass in your community.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, because it's those people. So one lesson I learned when I was younger that was so freaking cool, right? And I don't know why. It's the simplest thing I'm going to say, and you guys will go, oh my God. But if you really think about it, it is so amazing, right? Every person that likes your shit, tell 5 of their friends.
Yeah. No, we're finding that too.
But every person that hates stuff will tell 10 of their friends.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's really important, you know, if you want to become famous, right? You know, I know so many people that are flying around the country, being these amazing coaches and running these businesses all over the country, and they're not even making $1. Right? They're just spending dollars. Capitalize your area first. So what I would do is like literally just capitalize where that shop is, capitalize everyone within 5 suburbs of that shop, make them love you, right? By putting on events constantly, you know, get coaches in, get people like Aldwyn in to speak after hours in your store. So people are coming in and sitting on your chairs, run network, give people networking events for free there. Just capitalize your community hardcore, right? When people love you, they'll tell everyone, and then you're at the top of their mind. And they go home, and someone's like, "Man, this chair's messed up. It's stuffed. It's broken." Right? They're like, "Oh my God, Jane! Go see Jane right now!" Right? And all of a sudden, you have people rushing in your store because traffic for a store is one of the most important things. And the way to get foot traffic is by making the community love you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, great advice there, Andrew. And, you know, with physical venues now, there's actually a brand new one opening up on the Gold Coast, which I'm doing a bit of marketing for at the moment. It's called Freedom Potential Centre. And they can have up to 30 people at this venue now in Varsity Lakes, where they do hybrid and live events. And they've got a podcast area. You could do TV shows in there. It's a really exciting new venue that's launching on the 1st of October. So while a whole lot of businesses are closing down, this place has opened up, and it's to help businesses get back online and to create their courses. And so, you know, while there are certain restrictions at the moment, you know, you can have up to 30 people in this venue. Different venues have different restrictions on the numbers of people. But, you know, it's very exciting. Check out Freedom Potential Centre if you want somewhere to run events. Yes.
I point out the power. I don't know if anyone else has thought about this. Can I point out the power of live events right now? Has anyone thought about that?
Yes.
Like, who here is Zoom stir crazy?
Yes.
Sick of Zoom, sick of online meetups, sick of getting marketed all this. And I'm literally in a few weeks going to put on a live networking event, right in like between the Gold Coast and Brisbane, and just go, hey guys, we're not going to have like some crazy awesome speaker. We are just a bunch of business owners getting together to be like, screw you, COVID. We want to hang out and have a chat and have a drink, right? How many people do you think are going to be like, me? Pick me. Yeah. I want to be there, because everyone's sick of being on a bloody computer, right? Right. So there's a power, Jane, to running events right now, to running physical live events, right? You just got to do the right things. Chairs 1.5 meters apart, 30 people in the room, you know, sanitization stations, you know, all that sort of stuff. You know, one of the smartest things I reckon I thought of, which is cool, is like, you know, everyone always has a sanitization station, and then, you know, they have to go sanitize everything they touch. What if you put everyone's cups on their chair? No one touches anything. They've all got one cup. That's it, but it's already there. So they go over, they pick it, and all they have to do is just pour their stuff, but they've got that one cup, they've got their one book, they've got their one pen, and you've got it all prepared for them, you know, that sort of stuff, right? But yeah, live events, I reckon, are really powerful at the moment. But my thing to you, capitalize your community.
Yeah.
You've got a physical presence, use it.
Yeah, great advice. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, awesome. You've got that space there, Jane. And for anyone who wants to find out more about Freedom Potential Centre, it is an invitation-only event happening on October 1. However, if you want to come along, please private message me. And if you're interested in running events, I can get you an invitation to that night on October 1 at Varsity Lakes. So So please just private message me. Freedom Potential Centre. It's run by Martin Renault, who's a phenomenal videographer on the coast, who's done a lot of big events for big speakers, and Anastasia Grace as well, his wife. So they both run the centre. And they were also, you know, sick of doing too many live events. So now this is a great place. You can have some physical people in the room, and you can also live stream out at the same time with a physical audience, which is awesome. Okay, we've just hit 9 o'clock. Is there any final questions before we go to the prize draw? We've got a few prizes to give away, and I know Andrew's got an amazing event coming up. Any final questions for Andrew before we go over to the prizes? Any other questions? Just unmute yourself. Great question there, Jane. Anyone want to share about what they got out of that? Just unmute yourself. No, we're all good. We've covered it all thoroughly. Okay, if you do, Melina, have you got a question or a comment? Aloha.
Jack's just a bit tired. I wanted to show you that. He has made it.
Oh, you've just muted there, Melina. Just unmute yourself. I heard the bit about tired, and then
I think she was saying her dog's tired, and he's just made it to the end of the night.
Oh, the dog's tired. Oh.
Is that right, Melina? Did I get that right, or am I completely off point here?
Oh, here we go.
No, that's correct. I was just showing you. Now I'm scaring him. Thank you so much for your time in the call tonight.
No, that's all right. You're very welcome. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melina. And now, Andrew, you have an amazing event coming up. Please share about it. And we've got some prizes to give away as well. So
I actually put it for anyone in the Zoom chat, the link's in there. And I might put the link in the live video, or Aldwyn, you might be able to do that. It's the link's actually in our chat. So I actually have a free full-day sales process masterclass, right, that I'm running. So Michael, we were talking about building a sales process. I'm literally running one of those classes on the 6th of October. Now, there's a hell of a lot of work to cover in one day. It's usually a 2-day class, but I'm running it for free for as many business owners as can attend. And during that day, we will literally cover, I'm going to read it. There's so much that we cover. I'm actually going to read it. We're going to unpack your business in its entirety, so you gain true clarity over what you do. You put together your entire client learning journey and outcome, giving you an absolute process and model for your business. You build a set of packages and offers that are crafted to get high conversion. You figure out your USP. You figure out your target market, and you put together a sales process using all this information so you know what to say, when to say it, and how to sell it so that you can actually make money. So we're going to do all that over the course of the day. It's going to be an intense day. It's going to be an extremely fast day. But here's the cool thing. Sales Process Masterclass, usually worth $2,000. I'm doing it literally live, not a recording, for free. So no one has a reason not to come unless you literally just can't do that day. So it's the 6th of October, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be epic. And I think my accountant probably wants to kill me because I told Roger about it. He was like, oh, dude, what are you doing that for? I'm like, because I want to, right? But also, you know, sales. So it's a full day sales process masterclass. I hope you can all come. The link's in the Zoom chat. I think the link is in the live video as well. Link's in the live video. Just click that, register, and hopefully I'll see you there.
Awesome, Andrew. That is such an amazing offer. And actually, you know, I have paid for this program before, and it is definitely worth every single cent of the $2,000. So if you can get on there for free, that is an absolute bonus, and you don't want to miss it because you'll get heaps out of that. Andrew always gives amazing value, and he just has that Midas touch. He has that magic touch that just sprinkles, you know, gold dust over you, and before long, you'll be doubling your income in no time, like most of his clients. So wonderful, Andrew. Thank you so much for that. Now, I have 2 tickets to give away to my How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop, and the next 2 I've got coming up is on the 30th of September from 10 a.m. till noon Australian Eastern Standard Time, and also on the 13th of October I've got one from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. on the 13th of October. And with this workshop, people have gone straight out and got publicity after this workshop. So I give a lot of content. It is definitely worth every single cent of the $50, and you'll get so many, you know, so many golden nuggets and advice on how to get publicity. And tonight we've got 2 tickets to give away. So we're just going to share screen now and draw some winners. And then anyone else who wants to donate a prize as well, you're welcome to do that. Andrew, do you have a prize to give away as well tonight?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I do.
Excellent. What is your prize, Andrew?
All right, so I am going to give away 2 30-minute strategy sessions, one-on-one with me.
Awesome.
30-minute results sessions. So 2:30. Usually I just go first in best dress, but we've got a spinning wheel, so let's spin that wheel.
Yay.
30-minute results sessions, one-on-one with me, where you can ask me any question you want privately, and also we're just going to get the results in your business. So pretty much a coaching session. 2 coaching sessions to give away. So 1 per person. 1.
Okay, so let's give that one away first. Okay, 30-minute coaching session with Andrew Cominos, and the winner is. Drum roll.
Hey, Michael.
Congratulations. All the way from London. Fantastic. That's brilliant. You're going to love that, Michael. Awesome. Wonderful. So please private message each other or connect somehow. You have a Calendly link there, Andrew?
I do have a Calendly link. I will get it right now. I've got 1 more to give away as well.
1 more, yes. 1 more 30-minute strategy sessions.
That's
with
the one.
With Mr. Andrew Cominos, the results guy. Thank you so much for sharing tonight, Andrew. It's been amazing having you here. And the winner is Ranger Nick. Congratulations, Ranger Nick. 30-minute strategy session with Andrew.
Good on you, Ranger Nick.
Well done. Fantastic, fantastic, brilliant. Okay.
I've put the link, Ranger Nick and Michael, I put the link in the Calendly link in the chat box. I put it to everyone. If anyone else books in, I will know you've done that. So you know, did you win your own prize just then?
I just won my own prize, so I'm going to redraw. And now for a ticket to the How to Gain $1 Million, the free publicity global workshop. Melina, congratulations!
Woohoo!
Yay, awesome. So you can come to any of the upcoming workshops, and we've got the dates. The events are listed in the Mass Media Tribe group under the events section. Please send me a private message on Facebook to let me know that you've won, of course. Remind me so that we can get you the Zoom link, all right? So you won't have to pay the $50. Fantastic.
Awesome, thank you.
Great, Melina, fantastic. And 1 more of those to give away. And anyone else who wants to donate a prize, we can do that just after this. Okay, and I've won my own prize again. Yay! Awesome. I'm going to remove myself out of this one so I can't win my own prize. Okay.
I didn't tell you to do that before.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
What would I do without it? Oh, Andrew, you've been at the workshop before, though, Andrew. You're welcome to come back. It's up to you.
Give it to someone else. All right, how about this? How about we do this? Hang on. No.
Oh, well, that just...
That ruined it. It's all right. Michael, all yours.
Michael Palmer, congratulations. You won a ticket to the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop. Please send me a private message.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you. Michael Palmer, welcome to the Zoom call with your voice.
Thank you very much. That's great.
Thank you, Michael. Please send me a message. And how about we do this? How about we do what, Andrew? What are we doing?
It's too late now. Too late.
All right. Well, who would like to give away a prize? Anyone have a prize to give away for our last 2 people? We have Andrew and Jane. We'd love to give a prize to you. Ranger Nick.
Yes, certainly. I can give away a curry kit, eh?
A curry kit. Awesome.
I want that for sure.
Oh, yeah. Curry kit. Here we go. You got a 50% chance, Andrew.
It's like one of my favourite food. Jane, you better not get it. Oh.
Curry kit goes to Jane.
Oh.
Congratulations, Jane. You've won a curry kit. And who would like to give a prize to Andrew? Who's got something for Andrew? So everyone's a winner here tonight.
I'm good, Aldwyn. I'll just go cry myself to sleep.
Melina, you want to get
Andrew, do you trail run or mountain bike race?
What'd you say?
Yeah. Do you get into the outdoor adventure, trail running or mountain biking? Can you hear me? Is my connection gone?
I do like a little bit of adventure. Yes, I do.
So when the borders open up and you can come to WA, get in touch and I'll have outdoor adventure waiting for you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Love it.
Fantastic, Melina.
There's a
That's
prize.
awesome. Thank you so much. And what's the value of that prize there, Melina? That's brilliant.
It depends on what he picks. So we have 15 events throughout the year. So we'll get you into an event.
Oh, awesome. Super keen.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So when I come to Perth, you're in Perth, yeah?
That's correct.
All right. So I love Perth, actually. I lived in Perth for a year. It was awesome.
Brilliant. Cool. Well, we'll show you around some places that you may not have ever seen before in Perth.
Very cool.
There's an offer you can't refuse. That's awesome.
I'm gonna be like, say to my partner, I'm going to Perth. Why are you going to Perth? Just going mountain biking. She'd be like, I don't believe you.
I've even got a bike, so I'll sort you out. So
awesome.
Just get over here. Whenever the borders open, yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Melina.
Awesome.
So generous. Thank you so much. And Perth is a great place to run physical live events too. So while you're there, Andrew, you could put a workshop together as well.
I could.
Perth, they don't get too many events over there. So I found when people run workshops there, they tend to do very well with them. So generally.
All right. Well, then I'll have to do that. I'll have to go over to Perth, get my ass kicked on a mountain bike and,
Thank you so much. Thank you for your prizes. And the curry kits range, Nick, how much are they worth and where can people get your curry kits?
Yes, you can just order them online or through iSubscribe, and they average around about $13, including postage.
$13 including postage. Awesome. Bargain. Fantastic. And they're made from scratch. Amazing. Definitely check it out. So check out Range Unique there. And Andrew Cominos, your half-hour session that you gave away, what was the value on that?
$250.
$250. That was awesome for those that won that. Congratulations. And of course, where people can connect with you, please feel free to pop into the live stream on the Mass Media Tribe group, your links as well in the chat, in the comments. If you want to save the chat off here, you just go to the chat section. There's 3 little dots on the right where you go to type a message in, and you can save the chat out of here as well before we leave today. Now we've got some upcoming Mass Media Tribe events. I'll give you some dates. We've got 2 speakers from LA who are speaking at our next 2 events. So we have Nenny Carolina Chasen, who's speaking on the 22nd of October about shine online with your story. Now, Nenny has been so popular talking about how to automate Instagram at 2 previous Mass Media Tribe events. This is her 3rd time coming back, but this time she's focusing on content creation on Instagram and other social media. So content creation is the focus, 7 till 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. 22nd of October is our next event with Nenny Carolina Chasen, Shine Online with Your Story. And just confirmed today, which is not promoted online yet, I was actually interviewed on the Sheila Mack show. Sheila Mack is one of our Mass Media Mastery members. She's had 30 media spots in the last month, she just shared with me today. And she's doing her own show now, which is on NBCC, KCAA radio, which she interviewed me for today. And she's just blitzing it over in the States. And she's going to come and talk about her journey. And she's got a book also called Bootstraps to Bra Straps as well. So we're actually doing an earlier one on the 5th of November, 5 till 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, because that works out midnight her time in LA. So we're doing it a little bit earlier for that one. And it's called Lights, Camera, Action will be our theme for that one. So we're going to talk about her media journey, about how she's come to write her book and promote herself, and how she's just absolutely blitzing it at the moment. Sheila Mack, 5th of November, that's our next Mass Media Tribe event. So for all the updates, as I say, make sure you connect with us on Meetup or Facebook, Mass Media Tribe Group, and also follow me on Eventbrite. Follow Aldwyn Altuney Eventbrite, and then you will get all our event updates as well, and they are in the events section. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Does anyone want to share before we wrap up Any final comments, ahas, what you're going to take on from tonight? Of course, we've got the Global Good News Challenge 1st to the 10th of October, which you can participate in. We've got those media workshops. We've got Andrew's amazing workshop coming up on October 6th. So lots of ways you can connect and get support. We've got the Freedom Potential Centre opening on the 1st of October, the Animal Action Night on the 10th of October. So for details about that one, it'll be a free online Zoom. We've got a Dig player, we've got singers, we've got speakers. It's going to be an awesome night, 7 till 11 p.m. on October 10, the Animal Action Night this year. And go to Animal Action Events page on Facebook for details on that, Animal Action Events. Okay, so anyone who want to unmute themselves, share what they got out of tonight, what are some ahas, feel free to share. Michael, I can see you're unmuted there. Do you want to share something? Michael Palmer?
I think Andrew's presentation was absolutely fantastic, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew. I've always seen marketing and sales as different, but I'm not trying to influence you with your vast experience. But I see what the company does. The only thing that the company does is marketing, and that within that there is sales and administration and people and everything. But what the company does is marketing, and obviously they can't get anywhere without sales, but they can't get anywhere without all the other things that come under marketing, and some of those Aldwyn talked about earlier and so on. And leading on from that, I think that the CEO in a company ought to come from the marketing area rather than the finance area. Quite often you see that the accountant or the solicitor will become the CEO. I think that the CEO ought to come from the marketing, because that's the business. The whole business is marketing, and everything else is part of that. And I also think very strongly that to be a marketing manager in a business is one set of skills. To set up a business as a marketing consultant is a million times different and a million times harder, and a whole other set of skills that you just don't have when you're the marketing manager in a company, because in the company you're doing marketing and somebody else is doing everything else, and all the compliance and corporate structuring and like credit management and everything is all done by somebody else. When you set up business as a marketing self-employed consultant, it's different. And Aldwyn, you mentioned about the percentage of businesses that fail. That's been my life's work, is to change that percentage. And I've been aware of that all the time. And I believe, but I can't lay the statistics on the table, but I believe that I've made a difference over nearly 50 years.
It might make you feel better, Michael, that I am continuing that. That's exactly why I do what I do, is to lower the statistics of how many businesses fail. And I think in this day and age, I often say that, they say 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And I think a lot of those businesses fail because, how many people where do they get the statistics from is one thing. Are they just ABNs registered? Because if they're ABNs registered, then, everyone can register an ABN. But the other thing is that for me, it's how many businesses fail in the first 5 years because they just don't know, they have no idea how to run a business.
That's right.
They have no idea. They just don't get it. And I actually think that the corporate, I actually think a lot of people that come from corporate, right? They come from corporate sales. I find they start a business, and a lot of them actually seem to know how to run a business, right? All they've done is been they've been not just a base salesperson. Like if you've come from sales and you've grown in your role and become a sales manager and then a head of sales and then a director or something like that. you know, often you find those people know how to run a business because they've learned the numbers. And at the same time, they've got the fundamental understandings of sales, which give you the fundamental understandings of how to market yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but yeah, that's actually my business's life's work is to lower that exact number. So I love that. That's really cool.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's great, Michael. Anything else you wanted to say on that?
Only that when I was driving a taxi in 1960 something, this guy got in the cab and shot and killed a taxi driver the night before. And he was in the car with me with a loaded gun in a shoulder holster. And when he was arrested, he had my name and phone number in his pocket because I had people skills, which we called manners in those days. We were brought up with manners, and I treated him like a person. Didn't try hard or anything, just treated him like a person. And he told the arresting sergeant that I was the only person in Australia that spoke decently to him. And that's the reason I'm alive. Because the night before he didn't want to pay, and the guy was going to get out, the driver was going to get out and fight him for it, which was obviously a big mistake. He pulled the gun out of his shoulder holster from the back seat and just shot him. And he was in the car with me for, I can't remember now, 30, 40 minutes or something. And we chatted, and he said he was lonely, didn't know anybody. And I said, I go to uni and there's always parties, and give me a ring. And when I went to the inquest, he had a detective handcuffed to each arm in the courtroom, and his face lit up. Mick, how are you? G'day. Hi, like I was his best friend in the world. And the same in the court case, because our mother brought us up with manners, and that's how I treated him. And I didn't think he was special. I gave my name and phone number to about 10 people in those thousands and thousands of fairs, because most of them were involved in agriculture and potential employers and everything. I was going with my now wife at the time, so I wasn't chasing girls or swapping phone numbers or any of that kind of stuff. Well, there was a few opportunities for that as well. Yeah, so my name and phone number became famous in the courtroom.
Wow. What a story. That's amazing. Do you want to say something on that, Andrew?
No, I think it was amazing. It's really
amazing cool. Story. Wow, Michael. And there's quite a bit I thought of as you were sharing that story. You know, treat others as you want to be treated. You know, I think that's a really big one. And the other thing also is that hurt people.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I think really we all just want love, you know, and all we do is an expression of either wanting love or giving love. And I think coming back to a loving gratitude state with everything you do, no matter what is coming your way, I think is really, really crucial in life, in doing life and giving it your best and being gracious with people, no matter how angry or sad or you know, crazy that they may seem. You know, it's an individual, it's a human being you're dealing with, and by you showing that respect, it saved your life. And you obviously, something you did, you actually warmed that guy's heart, and he, you know, he connected with you. So what a story. I can't wait to read the book, Michael. That's going to be phenomenal. Wow.
Just one quick thing about gratitude.
Yes.
I've had the need some time ago to consult a psychologist, and I found this lady. She's actually in the same building as we are, and she's been fantastic. But one of the most important things she said is that every day I should go to my diary page and write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I've done that, not exactly every day, that would be a lie, but nearly every day, and yes. It affects everything. It affects how you are and how you come across, and relationships with people and everything. Absolutely,
Michael. There's a lot of power in writing down what you're grateful for. There's even more power, I believe, when you speak it out, which is why the Global Good News Challenge has got the 3 gratitudes in there. And we've all spoken it out tonight. So congratulations for being on the live Zoom. We have spoken out three things we're grateful for.
I was gonna say, speaking of the 3 things that I'm grateful for, I've got 2 beautiful little girls that are like literally waiting at my door going, Daddy, come put us to bed. So I need to go and love my children. So
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Andrew Cominos, for being our guest speaker tonight. Thank you for everyone who turned up on the live Zoom. If you have any extra comments, questions, I'd love to hear your ahas actually in the chat in the Mass Media Tribe group where you see the live stream for this. Please put your comments, what you got out of tonight. If you enjoyed it, please share the love. And here's to you shining bright, lighting up those around you. We'll see you at an event soon. Make sure you check out Andrew's event as well. Lots of love to you, and we'll catch up again soon. Please stay connected and support each other. Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
Unmute yourself if you'd like to say goodbye to.
Bye. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Great to meet you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hooroo.
Hooroo. Hooroo. See you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks very much. Thanks. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. It was wonderful to have you from
Thanks.
London. Please do hop on some
thanks a
future
lot.
events. You're more than welcome.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Wonderful. Thank you. Good. Have a great day over there, and good night if you're in the other part of the world.
I've got the day ahead to work on all this stuff now.
Yeah, great, perfect. Well, even if you just do one thing, Michael, just take on one thing at a time, and
that's not really my nature, but I'll try. Right. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Good night. Good night. Bye.